morning, everybody. We're heading on out this morning. Do a little feeding up, trying to get some of these deer feeders fed up. We got one little prospect spot for pigs. We're going to see if we can bait it back up and just take a look around, see if we see any more sign. We had a few come in yesterday morning, some we ain't never seen before. So anyway, we're going to ease over here. I got the Ranger on the back, got a pile of corn, and it is a little bit foggy this morning, but it should burn off pretty quick. But it feels nice outside. Anyway, we're gonna get over here and get unloaded, and we'll see what we can see. Alright, we done left the dog yard. Got Jack behind me. It's gonna be a little bit windy. I'm filming this on my iPhone, but we'll get in here. We're gonna move a camera around, or two of them actually, straighten up that corn and that one trap that coons I got in there and scattered it all out. We got another spot we're gonna go check the feeder in and get around there to the south side. Alright, let's see what's going on down this road. Road sure is pretty, but boy, it'll sure tear you up. It's got some pretty flowers on it. And it's everywhere down through here. Caught that last hog at, and the coons have made a mess out of this bait pile. So anyway, we'll get in here and get it fixed up. Yeah, I kicked it around a little bit, but we ain't had but one pig coming around. He ain't been getting close to the trap. He usually stays back over that way and right over here. So we ain't gonna put no fresh corn in there for a little bit and see if we can get some others show up. But still got this feeder running over here. But yeah, we got a speckled pig that likes to come in the evenings. He kind of hangs out between right in here and right in this area right here. He's got some pretty good trails. Got one coming in right there. We've got another one right in there. And a big one right back there. Right there. Anyway, we're gonna get these cameras moved around and take off and go do some more looking around. Alright, next stop we're gonna put some corn in this feeder. We call this the swamp block. It's normally always wet up in here, but the deer and hogs seem to like it. So get up in here, get this one baited up, and then we'll head on over to the other side of the club. Around here to what we call our little interstate plot. We don't hunt around here very often, but I came over here probably a little over a week ago, set a camera out. We got a little tank feeder over here. Yesterday morning we had a sow and 6 little old footballs show up over here for the first time. So we're gonna get over here and see if anything left in this feeder. We'll stick some more corn in it, and we'll move back around on our west side and take care of a couple of things over there. But I'll turn y'all back on when we get around here closer to the road going in. Alright, we got this little propane feeder topped off. You can tell them little bitty ones was in here yesterday messing around. Old mama, she stood right over there for a little while, but anyway. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, this is another buddy of mine's food plot. We got another trap in here. We had a couple of pigs come by, but pretty much this is a coon hideout over here. They get in here, might destroy every bit of corn we put out. But we're gonna get in here. The gate's closed on this one. We're gonna go ahead and get it wired open, leave it open, and then we'll around here. Another food plot, drop some corn off in the feeder, take a look around. Anyway, it's rough up in here. He cleared this food plot off for probably a couple of years. It hadn't really been disc over anything, it's just been bush hogs. So it's still got a lot of rows in it, and pine trees, but had a fire come through a couple of years ago. Really opened this place up a lot. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, we'll get here and get this one opened up. Make sure don't nobody accidentally push herself in, and we don't have a camera over here watching this trap right now. We'll get it opened up so don't let it get hung up in here. Alright, yeah, let's take care of this. Alright, we just took and run some zip ties on the door right here and try to keep it open. So that way if something does get in here, it can find its way back out. Alright, we'll head around here and get some corn in this other feeder. Alright, we'll roll it up in here in this other food plot on the south side of the club. Boy, this one has changed a lot since he first got it. Most of all this right here was under heavy brush, old dead trees. It's taken us a little while, but we got it cleaned up pretty good. Grass still looks pretty good in here, but there's always deer up in here. A lot of hogs travel back out through that bottom, that side over there, and coming across here, head back in there. But anyway, we're gonna get this feeder filled up and get it back out on the road and take a look around and see if we can see any tracks crossing the road. He bought these new feeders probably about 2 years ago. We had some, they were just open on the bottom where you could see the spinner and all that, but the coons and the hogs were just tearing us up. But I like this. Them coons, they try. You can see they have had their hands in there, but they can't get to it. Everything's sealed up. Little solar panel. Controllers in behind that door right there. So these been really good feeders right here. Alright, now we're going in what we call the bait plot. We haven't been in here in a little bit. We've had this last few storms that come through, knocked a bunch of these tops out of these pine trees and burnt when we had that fire. Roads cleaned up. It's wet getting in here too. Got a pretty decent bottom. set up here, and interstate's back over that way, probably better than half a mile or so, probably 3/4 of a mile back that way. We got a bottom running right through here, back that way, then it goes back toward the east. So this is a pretty good food plot. It's pretty, but like I said, we've had that fire and a couple of good storms came through, and it's really wreaked havoc on this place. So we need to get in here and get her all cleaned up. But so we got a little corn put out, and we'll just see if we got any hogs on this side coming through. But all right, well, we're gonna get out of here. I think we got everything done for the day. You know, a lot of times you don't see no hog sign anywhere on these roads. Very rarely you see where they've been grouped up, crossing. Some of these pigs that we've been catching, I think they just stay on one side of the road and they just run up and down these branches and never cross. We got one speckled pig, he'll cross the road, coming over from the swamp plot. But other than that, we don't normally catch them crossing the road. So that's not all you can do, is just locate game trails or something, just taking a walk through the woods and just throw a camera out, a little bit of corn, and just see what comes through. 9 times out of 10, it probably ain't gonna be nothing but a deer or coons, but just have to keep searching around for it. Back in here, they travel so much in these pine plantations. It can be hard to find since there's no agriculture around here anywhere, so we just have to do what we can do to draw them in. Like I said, most of the times you catch them on these food plots. Some of the other members here get a hold to me, club president, say, hey man, we got hog coming into our food plot. Go in there and take care of it. That's what we do. But like I said, most of the time you don't see them. During summertime you might catch them walking down the road or something early in the morning or late in the evening. But other than that, you just have to just keep hopscotching cameras around so you can figure out which end of the club they own. This year it seems like it's been more on the southern side than the northern side. About 2 years ago, it seemed like everything was on the north side. We got quite a few out there. I think about 4 years ago, I believe it was, we got 45 in probably about 3 months, I guess, and that's just out of food plots, hunting in the evenings. But we don't really trap all that much. I mean, if we need something, you know, like we wouldn't mind having something that's quick and easy, we'll go put a trap out. But a lot of these pigs, I think, seen traps before, and they trap shy, especially that speckled pig. He'll walk close to it, not terribly close. But there could be a pile of corn there, and he just don't pay much attention to it. He'll stick around that feeder. Every once in a while, like that last one I got, never seen that pig before. He just walked right on in. But it gives us something to do anyway. I work out on the road, so I'm not home a whole heck of a lot. So when I do get a chance, I try to come out here and see if we can find something. But like I said, it's fun. We do it just because we like it. We normally don't take out the little small pigs. I don't like taking anything out under 50 pounds. I enjoy hunting them. They really, for the most part, I ain't seen them before. They've been tearing up any food plots, but we weren't going in there, you know, just wiping them out. Anyway, just thought I'd put that in there. We're gonna get on up out of here and get back to the house. Catch y'all on the next one.